Corus Brothel presents The Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
It's about a 60-foot circle. 60-foot
diameter.
Sorry.
Okay.
He's frozen, yeah?
He is not moving.
Now, you said that within the cage, outside the cage, are the pixies.
There are pixies outside each cage holding a
Tiny giant stick.
tiny giant wand, apparently. A tiny wand.
That's giant.
Gilded wand.
Well,
Now,
if it's proportional, it could be a normal-sized
Yeah,
wand.
for them, it's huge.
The term "frozen" has been used. Now, I don't expect that all these people are encased in ice, but can we tell that they are magically held? Is there some sort of
Yeah, if they
aura
were held
around
by
them?
ice, it would probably specify that.
I assume stasis.
Typically, it states time frozen, so from now on...
No,
I'll
I
try to
understand
state
that, but I mean, are they
Stasis.
Are they? Is there some sort of aura around them to signify that?
No.
they're just not moving.
stationary.
Okay,
Okay.
that makes it a little more.
Yeah.
Well, we'll assume they're
Less
time
convenient.
frozen and not just frozen in shock from us walking in.
No, I get that, but he asked if the hooded guy was frozen. He said he wasn't moving. There's a distinction. That's why I wanted to ask that, because you could be playing Frozen and not be frozen.
Just let it go. But I just, ever since he said time stasis or frozen, I've just always had stasis in my head. That's how I see it.
No, I know that they're not. My point was,
I
this guy's probably not
like,
magically frozen. He is probably making it.
Roll a perception check.
this man is
play a
entombed
game.
in ice.
Let's play a game of dice. Of ice dice.
It's got a 4.
I'm not even
I
gonna
assume the
roll.
dude's
It's got
a
a
block
nat
of
20.
stone. I rolled a 4.
Good
You
man.
get the tiniest hint of a breath in his gut.
Yeah,
He's faker.
He breathes through his stomach. That's weird.
assuming that this guy's one of our
Hold person.
malevolent leaders.
The League of Malevolence. I remembered it this week.
Are you still
That's
also
amazing.
popping your detect magic and everything?
Just assume, yeah, because it's at will. I just try to keep it going.
That's what I figured.
When it gets to like combat stuff, then I'm not actively using it because it's a at will action. I'm not just going to keep burning my action to keep detecting magic in the middle of a fight.
The sludge below you is
gooey.
transmutation magic.
Polyjuice potion or polymorph. I keep calling it polyjuice.
Same.
It's all the
Just
same
copyrighted by somebody else.
Probably both are.
Is this guy in some kind of pose? Is he?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's basically got like one arm on the lever and like kind of looking down away from you,
okay.
JoJo pose. That's what I think. It's his JoJo pose.
as if he were to have been frozen while
Right.
trying to reach
Does he have
him.
a maniacal laugh on his face? Like,
Facing us.
He's no.
just walk over and stab him in the throat.
That's
His face is
yes.
half.
Legitimately, that is my I want to convey that without words to my
Honestly,
colleagues. Like
Best
this guy, like
best situation, hold person.
Well, he's
does-
already held.
It does specify his face is half hidden by a hood, so you wouldn't be able to tell. Like,
Well,
I would
but
imagine
he's
maybe a side
breathing.
view with a hood.
I'm going to go off of general knowledge of good versus bad. I'm going to assume the good guy's not going to be wearing a hood and like looking to lower creatures
If you
into
guys
a
want, I
sludge
can
pit.
roll detect good or
Batshit
evil.
amulet.
It's just
You
a thing.
could, but
it's just
that's
it doesn't
not-
require a spell.
It's not really
just a
intention,
thing.
though, is it? I don't believe it works for intention. It's
Alignment.
creatures of alignments.
yeah, it basically says whether or not he's fiend, fey, undead,
Stuff of that
stuff
nature.
like that.
Eh. Well,
If
yeah.
it worked for alignment.
If he's just a jerk, it won't let us know that.
That's unfortunate because
Yeah.
that would be so
No,
handy.
I thought the
that
same
guy
thing
is
when
a
I fir-
jerk.
When I first played a paladin, I'm like, oh sweet, this would be helpful. I mean, it's not. Like,
It's so not. There's so many great
Yeah.
spells.
It's
that
are they
so
stereotypically
useless.
of a bad background? Yes or no?
Wait, you can detect thoughts, right, with your helmet?
Of course, I can.
Ooh.
Can we read
You
his
guys have so many objects
frozen
you've not
mind?
used.
I know, but I'm like, can you
It's not my object.
I ignore the fact that you have them.
Yeah, so I'll like motion to
Just tap your head.
kitty cat to be like, tap my head,
Yeah.
point
I
towards
will,
the batty
use
hooded
my-
man.
I
there it
believe.
is.
I believe when you use that, they are aware.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it doesn't
no
matter if he can't
worries.
do anything.
Well, I don't think he's actually frozen.
Yeah. I'm saying he's stuck in time. Is
I know.
how
I
feel
don't
that
think he is.
I think this one's active and just like
He just said he's breathing.
Yep.
had a breath. But yeah,
Breathing,
go for
breathing
Yeah.
very dimly. It is clear he is faking.
Yes.
Just not as clear to everyone else.
Okay.
Your keen hair eyes.
He hasn't mastered his ninja breathing.
I can definitely read his thoughts. That's no big deal. It's bonus. It's the suggestion spell that the helmet has. That's once per day.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, you can just detect thoughts. They know
Detect
it.
the thoughts and telepathic communication are just standard bonuses for my thing.
You have to roll for like how much you can read, right? Like alone, just straight base level.
They
thoughts?
have to do a save of 15, I believe.
So in that case,
Wisdom.
I don't think I would, because if he's going to be aware of it, then that would ruin any kind of
I go
potential surprise. Yeah.
I go back to my fallback plan.
Kill him.
Well,
What's your fallback plan?
well, I can cast Hold Person or Mage can,
but I've
and
only got
then
the one use. You've got more than I do.
I have all of my spell slots.
I've
still.
only got 2 total.
So,
How many spell slots do you have?
4 level 1, 3 level 2s.
What levels? It's a level 2, so you have 3. I only have 2
Precisely.
total.
Just find this guy's stat
That
block at
is
this
correct. Well, he's going to end up dead at some point. It's just a matter of when and how painful it is for him at this point.
Or we push him into the vat of goo.
That might be hilarious.
And he turns into
actually.
something much worse. Or
No.
something less awesome.
He turns into a pixie, which is a real pain to hit. But just, I can imagine him being freaked out by it.
At least give us a round of
Minimum.
how
If he
far.
fails.
How far away is this guy?
It's a 60 foot.
I believe it's directly across from you, so it's like 60 feet.
Should be within range.
If you're standing right at the door.
So
Time to throw
this
it,
goo
Jack.
is in what kind of area is it covering?
So there is only a 5-foot wide walkway all the way around, and then that sludge is 5 feet below you.
Okay.
The entire thing is just, it's like a pool of sludge.
Gotcha.
So of the 60 feet, 50 feet of it is sludge.
And the guy's still within range of hold person. It's a 60 foot range. Mm-hmm. So he's within hold person range.
Oh, I'm
Only
sorry,
thing
he's
that could-
65 feet. No, I'm just kidding.
Only thing better
Take
would
a step.
only
an
thing
extra
better would be
interdimensional
grease. If somebody had grease, just
Nope. That is an option, but I know
Grease
it
is
has-
not as useful as you think. We
No.
used it in very specific spaces, scenarios that it worked, but I think it was because Cody was like, yeah, this is fun. We made like a hound slip and fall, and then we set it on fire. It was a good time.
It's called grease, but it's using ball bearings. You're just throwing things they can slip on the floor. Again, when you look at how a spell works versus what it is, you're really just throwing things at people, and it does something.
No, it was that. And I was just like, how do I pick
see. I thought it was just you activate an area, a little.
Now that
That's how you can play it.
spaces.
Yeah. So, what do you want to do? You want to hold the person? Do you want to
Unless he has a better
hold
plan.
person around, stab him in the throat because he can't really do anything because he's paralyzed, and he automatically fails? I believe is how paralyzed works.
Your attacks get advantage, and it's an automatic crit.
If you're on the 5 feet, yeah. You guys have your plan. What are we doing?
Well, I've got that activated.
So he's using hold person.
Using hold person, I have this. What's my save?
Wisdom.
But what's the number?
Should be a DC, right?
It'll be charisma save for him. Well, he has to beat his
Thought he
charisma.
said
That's right.
15.
It's a wisdom.
I rolled a 16,
Sucks to be shitty.
so
It did not work.
did not work.
He has a 15 as his save. So he did not be held. This man's still active. Do you wish to go up and murderize him possibly?
But at this point, you're rolling initiative as he spins around and curses you.
Counter spell. Curse you! Oh, okay. I thought you were actually like cursing us. I'm like, counter spell.
Yeah.
All right, roll initiative.
Alex, what's your initiative?
12.
26.
10.
Thank you.
9.
Troy, you, as per the usual, start.
We should just assume Troy goes first. It's rare he loses the initiative roll.
I will double move around to get close.
Did you take alert?
No.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
That was me.
Okay, you did.
Okay. We can kind of do this theater of the mind because there's no spaces except for what's like to his left and right. So, whichever direction you want to go. You're double moving. I guess you're next to him. So that's your feet. Unless you got something that allows you to attack after a double move, which I don't think you do.
No.
Who's next?
Me.
This is unfortunate.
This gentleman begins to cast a spell.
Counterspell.
How does it work?
Level 3 or lower fails. That's what it is. Pretty sure, unless I have to roll
It's a
something.
level 3 or lower spell.
Yeah. If level 3 or lower, it fails automatically.
Now that I have to look that up.
It's a save, right? So
It's a save, but someone rolls, and it's not saying who. You attempt to interrupt a creature's creature in the process of casting a spell. If the creature casts a spell of third or level lower, it fails and has no effect. If it is casting a level 4 or higher, make an ability check. Okay, is it level 4 or higher?
It does not.
Then it's level 3 or lower, automatically fails.
Okay. His spell does not go off.
Nope, fizzled out in one.
I assume that takes a slot from you, though.
Yup. Of course it does. I cast a spell.
So he begins to do a thing with his hands, and you see like his toes begin to kind of turn to mist, and then they don't.
could just be fog cloud, which I also have.
Well, he was turning into it.
All right. I will go to the opposite side of Usagi with double move.
Okay. You guys have both double moved. Tyler.
Eldritch Blast twice. I think I'd remember. 19 for the first one.
Hits.
12.
Does not hit.
I never get both.
But you
D10.
try.
I always
That's what
try.
matters.
And 11 force damage.
Anything else?
That's all I got. I guess I could move, but I don't need to. I'm far away. And I have a range.
So those two guys already occupy the spaces directly next to him, which means you cannot. And there is no space in front of him to stand in front of.
Hug your trident.
Yes, I'm thinking.
Throw the trident.
time.
Recall it. Throw it again.
Oh, he has that, right?
Yeah. He's the
Yeah, but
weapon
can you
bomb.
throw it 60 feet?
I believe he can.
At disadvantage, I believe. I think that's what this
Move
means.
at least 30.
Yeah,
20,
you can shorten the
60.
distance by going by moving around one direction.
Max is 60. If you go beyond 60, it can't be thrown that far.
Yeah, but I thought if I was in that high range, I took a disadvantage or something.
You can always move up halfway.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It just says 2060.
Okay. We can at least move 30, and that way next time around you'll be within proper range. Or if you want to double move.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, his standard. He can still attack if he just moves his standard.
You could just move a normal distance, and then now you're that much closer, and you don't have the disadvantage.
Yeah.
So you just
There
move
you
30, and then just like huck it, do it again, huck it again.
Yeah, I'm just going to walk up like 10 feet and then throw the trident. It doesn't really matter how much I walk up because I can't get into the 20 range anyway.
But you're not at max distance. So there's that.
Yeah, we'll throw a trident in his face. Nat 20.
And you were worried about that die.
I was. It rolled a 1 twice.
Got him out of the way.
10 damage. And then I'm going to pull it back to me too. Is my
Did you roll twice?
Yep. Well, I rolled 2 d6s.
And you added a modifier.
Yep.
Good on him.
He rolled really poorly.
Yeah, so over 20 is the disadvantage.
1 and a 4 on the roll.
There you go.
And then your bonus is to pull it back, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then it goes back to the top of the order, Troy.
Fighting Spirit to get advantage. Nat
Hey.
20.
No, you only get one nat 20 of this battle.
Well, he did. He got it right then.
Counterspell.
Doesn't work like shield. Doesn't matter.
That's some Delta Green shit.
I totally use shield if I had it.
16. 22 to hit.
It's an honor
Yeah.
to watch you work.
10.
It is his turn. He begins to cast again.
I'm gonna let this one go. I don't want to burn up my only spell slots. I could.
He turns into a gas and goes straight up the tower
Gaseous form.
and disappears somewhere off the side.
He's going to tell on us.
That guy's going to be a pain in the butt later.
Although you almost killed him.
Does he maintain his damage if we run
Really?
into him again?
Almost killed him with just that?
I hit him for something. You hit him.
You
for
hit him
a lot.
a lot.
We like all hit him for 10 and then
You guys both of you had crits that helped. Not
Yeah,
that
but
his
he-
damage was high, but
Yeah, he only did 12. I did 26.
and he already did 11.
11.
It's
I didn't get
It's a
a
squishy
chance to
character.
hit.
That's not. Well, he's a caster, so he's not got a lot of
It's a
health.
human character. I mean, he's not beefy.
Damn. Should have used my other freaking counterspell. Then we just kill him. That's one less
he's
person.
also a spellcaster, so he's not as tanky, right?
They don't have to be.
But
Do we get a
Levers,
sense if that was Zargus? I don't remember what Zargus was.
he had a
I mean, I'm not sure how you would or know that, but
nobody.
Well, we
told-
know Kelk is a sorcerer, and Warduke was not a spellcaster, I don't think.
Bardolci.
The name would make sense for him not to be a caster. Warduke sounds more like a fighter or a knight or something.
So what class was Zargus?
Zargash, I believe, was a cleric.
Evil cleric. Interesting.
That does not scream cleric to me.
Depends on what type of cleric.
So tiny.
Is there like a more damaged cleric than like a healing one?
No, like there's like grave domain, there's necromancy, there's all kinds of weird shit.
Okay.
Death domain, yeah. Their cleric's deity is real fun. Now what? You're out of combat.
Perception on the levers. See if we can figure something out on that.
On the levers?
They look like levers.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we can Is there an intuition stat?
Insight, but that's more body language.
I guess. It's just 5 cages, 5 levers. Kind of curious.
I mean, you would imagine that one lever goes to each cage. So the cages themselves are above the sludge. There's a 10-foot high, a 20-foot high, and so on and so forth. Every 10 feet, there's another cage. They're kind of in the step pattern, if you will.
How hard are these? Like, what do the cages look like? Do the cages appear magically imbued?
They were suspended in the air, weren't they? Or the other
They have
one?
chains.
With my magical eyes, can I determine if they're magically imbued?
Make sure you're looking at the cages, not the
I
pixies,
am.
when you're
Looking at
those
I'm
3.
specifically focusing on the
Facts.
cages.
You do not detect magic on the cages.
Just break the cages.
Well,
Drop.
they are in the middle of a 60-foot room and above you. Above some what they call it?
The pit of disgoo.
Just like a brackish sludge
I will
that has magic on it.
go up to a
Magic.
lever and like pull it down and like pull it back up like quickly.
Which one?
A.
Okay. The 10-foot. We'll just say the 10-foot one.
Okay.
It's up or it's down. There is no like.
Well, he's just like go down, so
you're
you're
just
just
trying to
to
like
go up.
check which one moves.
Right.
Then the 10-foot high one moves.
How fast does it move within like just a couple seconds?
It's in the water the moment
not
it hits
super
the
fast.
bottom. Oh,
At a medium pace.
it's not a up or down lever; it's a release button. So all we did was cut the line.
Grunk, pull the lever. Wrong lever.
So I'll like lower it to be at least all of them to be like basically like eye level or whatever, like level with us.
Yeah. With enough time, you could drop them and level them out.
So they're all 5 like in the middle of this room.
Yes, but only 3 of them have creatures in them.
Are these bird
Are they
cage
in
style
them or out
cages?
of them?
They don't describe them that way. I'm going to imagine
they-
they're a little bit larger because
they-
they hold like humanoid creatures.
I'm assuming the pixies couldn't fit through the openings. Because then I just send what's his head over to pull them out.
Do the pixies move as well?
Pixies don't move. They are just stuck in midair up there.
Okay.
Maybe that makes sense why they're not trying to escape.
I do kind of want to know what's up with those wands, though.
The 10, the 20, and the 40. So first, second, and fourth cages had something in it. The first cage,
40.
I don't know if you would know what these things are. Roll me nature, because I feel like that's the only thing that's like monster lore in this game.
22.
I'm gonna say with your 22, you know both of those things, because the individual in the third cage or the fourth cage.
Oh, they're
technically,
different creatures in
They're
them?
all different creatures. The individual in what we're calling cage number 4 is actually a human. Cage number 1 is what is called a mains, and in cage number 2 is an incubus.
So we have a demon.
Drop the incubus in
What's
right
a
now.
maze?
Mains, M-A-N-E-S.
What is that? I don't know that. Never heard that before.
A horse neck.
It's this undead-looking thing in the middle.
Nice.
Oh, that's like abominations from WoW.
Yeah,
And this is what's in one of the cages?
that's what's in cage number 1.
Drop
thing's
that in there.
I
too.
feel these
gross.
things have been transmorgified, so this is after they went in the goo.
Could be.
And per the book, it is a small fiend. It is a small demon.
So we have 2 demons and a human.
Do we see these especially the 2 non-human creatures, are they covered at all in any sort of goo that resembles from in the bottom? Any remnants?
Not that you can see,
Okay. The human.
Yeah.
How is it adorned?
An unshaven man with a crescent-shaped scar under his right eye. I would imagine he's wearing rags.
Can we communicate with any of these guys?
They all appear to be time frozen.
Well, that's one less thing to worry about, I guess.
Have we met anybody that would meet a description of having a crescent-shaped scar under their eye?
You've not.
Or heard of anybody?
Yeah, I was about to say we had a description of anyone with a crescent-shaped scar.
This will be new to you.
That's rare at this point. There's not much that's new to us now.
Huh. Well, dip the mains in the goo.
I don't want to dip anything in the goo.
I just want to see what happens to it. And it's the fiend.
I'd rather dip the incubus personally.
Well, they're all frozen, and the mains is like the meh one.
I mean, yeah, they're frozen. They're not getting unfrozen anytime soon. So,
Well, is there anything besides the giant pit of doom goo, the cages and the pixies, or is that it?
I'm curious mainly because if we dip that in there, this could be something like maybe the human has been, whatever it was, turned into a human.
Or,
And the other two were going to be in there since the human was in the first one, so it's the one that was the lowest. The others were there, so, and...
I thought the lowest was the mains.
I don't remember. Was the main... Okay, the lowest was the mains.
Because it was 10, 20, 30, 40. The human was at 40.
Oh, see, I got
the
it mixed
incubus
up.
and the maze were
in the earlier ones.
10, 20.
Well, I'm just curious if whatever's there is being swapped in to look human or not, because clearly it's an evil cleric. It's a bad guy.
Yeah,
So-
we'll still need to take him out later.
And went away because I didn't counterspell him a second time, thinking I was like, hey, I don't want to stop him. I don't burn my only spell slots. And
He'll show up again, I'm sure. But at
how
this-
high was the room?
60 feet.
The height was 60.
Yeah.
How
60
fast
feet
can you
up.
move in gaseous form?
The way it literally says his next step is to cast gaseous form and escape. It doesn't state anything else.
Okay, because I'm like, technically, if he gaseous formed, it doesn't mean he's escaping. Because then I can just dispel magic as he's in the air and he falls.
That would have been hilarious.
That was the other
but
He didn't go up to the ceiling.
He's gaseous formed and then took off.
Yeah, he went up and then over and disappeared, as if there's possibly another. Yeah, you
could have
remember
escaped.
you're on the main level of this castle.
Yeah, so he escaped through an opening somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Probably ideal.
If that was there, I was kind of like, do we want to retcon some stuff? Because I'm like, I'm still curious how did this guy just get out? Because like, if he's in the air, no more. Dispel that magic at level 4.
That's all right. As we know, bad guys tend to show back up again.
Yeah, they don't tend to just go away.
Even
Do you
if
have
it's
any
the
need
smart
for one of
thing.
these wands?
No.
How would we even reach that?
I got my Eldritch stick.
Rope.
I got rope, and I'm tied to it.
I was thinking about taking one, replacing it with the wooden one I've had since the beginning.
You have a wooden wand?
I've had a wooden wand since we were in the carnival with 8 charges.
Oh, that's right. Of what?
What?
It just does, like, it's illusion, I think it was. So, like, I can cast it and it's, like, fake.
Oh, minor illusion? You got a
don't
wand of
know.
minor illusion?
No, it just has 8 charges. Like, it's fake magic.
Oh,
It's like a toy.
So it does something. There's nothing crazier. Minor illusion's literally just like an image or a
I don't know if it's that.
I think it was like prestidigitation.
which is a really fun spell because you can just mess with people.
If we do want those wands, though, I could grab a hold of the rope. We can lower one of the cages down to 10. Chinnopio could get swung onto it, and you can raise it up high enough to grab
Tied
one.
up. Yeah, again, I don't
Let's
get
see
rid
if
of
you
my
follow
rope.
the sludge. Let's try that. I'm good.
I'm
Let's
on a
play.
rope. If you
play.
guys made that rope tight, I'm good.
Yeah,
Don't
I'll just
fail.
tie it around my waist.
How are you
It's not
getting?
like-
How are you getting? Let's see. At this point, how many feet is that?
I don't know. It's a long rope. They can tie more rope to the rope.
we have ample rope.
You can always tie a new rope to me.
We probably should, because the only person who can touch this rope at this point is me, because I'm a
In our
mutant.
head canon, yeah, the only person who can touch this nasty rope that's been dragging around since the first area.
So how are you getting from the ledge to 35 feet across?
Swinging.
I am tiny, and he is a large, strong character that can huck my character, I'm
We'll
sure.
try to huck it.
35 feet.
Here's the thing.
From to the center.
To the center.
They're probably not all in line with each other, so there's
Not how math works.
the center is 30 exactly.
Oh, sorry, you're right.
It'd actually be shorter.
If it's
than
35 one way,
I
it's
know, I added the
25 the other.
I added some squares that don't exist. Sorry.
but- okay, I was like, I don't know.
I counted the ledge first, which is
So,
part of
so
it.
he counted correctly.
that. Technically, if
Just
the
added some.
room is 60 feet across, if I stand near the edge of the ledge, it'd be 25 feet, but that's beside the point.
He's just hucking me a distance. I'm sure he could probably swing me in some
And
way.
if not, you get down there, you start kicking off the side of the wall. Start
Where
doing a
is
pendulum
there-
maneuver.
I can't really
Wait.
pendulum from the middle of a room.
These are
You're not
just
in the middle
hanging,
of the room.
or is there a way to climb and get to them?
No.
Okay,
Now,
Well, it's spider climb. You can just walk up walls.
it's
that's what
true.
I'm asking. I
You could
have
walk up the wall, but that wouldn't get you anywhere near the cage.
Or does the ceiling?
Is there
not
a
come
hole in the
around
ceiling?
anywhere? Like to where he could get
Can you
to
get up 60 feet?
It's spider climb.
Yeah, I don't know
How
how
long does it last?
An hour.
He can be Spider-Man forever.
I just got to use my toy spider.
And you've got
But
like
he
3.
hasn't.
He has like 3 of those.
Yeah.
You can just spider climb, walk over, get to the chains, and just grab them.
We have many options. We can try
Let's
them
do that.
all.
I don't know exactly how spider
works.
climb works, if I have to roll or anything.
No, it's
No,
just,
you literally you have
gain the
a,
ability
you
to
gain a
walk
climb
up.
speed without having to roll.
Let me see how it works. If there's anything weird. Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch gains the ability to move up, down, and across vertical surfaces and upside down along ceilings while leaving hands free. The target also gains a climbing speed equal to their walking speed. It lasts 1 hour as a concentration. So you have an hour where your little spider friends give you the ability to walk up, down, and across vertical surfaces. And you can walk along the ceiling. So
How creepy does it look that a fish man's now on the ceiling?
it's not that weird.
Depends on how you're walking.
Like Spider-Man, but without his hands, just like leaning up against it.
Get me pictures.
I was thinking more of like a grudge crawl. on the ceiling.
There we going backwards, leaning back on your hands.
Just spider walking upside down on the
I wish I
ceiling.
could remember why my brain does that.
Absolutely. Watch a horror film, folks. You'll understand what we're talking about.
What you want to do is, honestly, since you don't want to try and do that, is like take rope, tie the rope around the cages we're trying to get a hold of, and then like just pull that back toward us, and we can kind of pull the rope in with the cages. That way you can climb over. It's like basically using the spider climb so you can get to the cages, but you're not climbing down to the cages. 'Cause now you're just in the
I
middle of the room.
already said we lowered the cages.
Yeah.
They're already at
But now he can
ground
just
level.
get. Well, they're not ground level. They're over the pit still.
Right. If there was a ground, they'd be at level.
But I'm saying he goes over there and he just ties a rope around it, and then we just pull it in.
Odd question. Why do we want the cages?
I don't know.
I don't either.
We don't want the cages. He
been
wants the
arguing about it.
wands.
We wanted
30
the
minutes.
wands.
He wants the wands. He can climb down one of the chains, grab the wands, climb back up, and come back.
I guess that works too. I don't know why we were on the cages. That's fine.
I
Do
don't
that.
know why you wanted the cages.
My brain, man. I don't keep track of stuff.
Get your wands. We'll get out of here and move on because this place is.
With your climb speed,
Full of
you
bad
can
things.
climb down one of those ropes, reach out. The wand does not budge.
In touch faith.
Oh, it's stuck. I can't get it
The
out.
wand, the pixie, nothing moves.
Well, this is a waste of time.
But for the next hour, you can climb on the ceiling.
So where are the pixies?
Yeah. However, while you're up there, you do notice there is a ledge to another opening on the next level, which is probably where he disappeared to.
Tell us what's up there.
Okay, well, I think I know where he went.
What else is up there?
Oh, we see a ledge. What, you said a ledge to the next level?
Yeah. There's another like 5-foot ledge, and there's an opening the same direction you came from.
Well, we want to chase a guy. He said he has 2 more spiders. He can.
And
He could do that.
He
or
could
can
bring the
drop down a
spiders
rope.
down. That or you drop down a rope. You can
You
go
do
up
have
2
rope.
spiders. You can
I
drop
have
a rope.
both. Yeah.
Drop down a rope. We'll climb up. Save the spiders for later in case we need
Yeah,
to pull
I'll
this
go-
maneuver again.
Yeah, because I only have 2 more of the spider climb things, so I can't do all you guys anyway.
That works.
Yeah,
So you guys wish to climb up to the second level.
Someone
wouldn't
carry
we?
me so I don't have to climb.
that's fine. I'll carry you. I'll tie the filthy, filthy rope around my waist and drag you with me.
I just like the fact
Are you
that
the
I'm-
only one using spider climb?
I believe so. Unless somebody else wants one, I can give them one.
No,
You're
I'm
fine.
I'm being carried.
Okay. I believe is climb, acrobatics, or athletics.
It is athletics.
Cool.
Climbing
So
is athletics.
those of you not using spider climb will need to roll an athletics check.
I'm being carried. Who? I assume he's carrying me.
Okay.
So how do you want that to impact him, even though I'm like 40 pounds?
I'll tack on a digit to the DC.
Okay. So it goes from a double-digit save to a triple-digit save. Good luck.
All right.
said he's
18.
tacking
How does
on a
18 do?
With an 18, you can climb up.
Yes. Just barely.
As he's climbing, I'm just swaying below him.
It's like, how does an 18 do?
20.
You can also climb up. This
It
room
is
is
against.
only 20 by 20, actually. It's got an 8-foot wide, 8-foot tall archway, which is the archway you're going through to get into it. So if you turn around and look, you'll see the same tower you just climbed up. Mm-hmm. So across from you is floor to ceiling iron bars placed about 6 inches apart, span that entire eastern wall.
Oh, we're in a prison cell?
Maybe.
Through the
What's on
wall
the other
of
side?
bars, you can see the palace's central tower suspended above a stormy void.
So that's one
Is this
side.
that one area we've always seen into, or is this a whole new
Yeah,
area?
you're just at a different angle. You're at an upper angle, and on the west side. Well, you were on the west side before, but now you're at about.
And no signs of, so to speak, nothing that shows us where Mr. Evil Cleric went, correct? Nope. Again. How wide are these bars? Like, are these bars blocking our path at all? Like, are we kind of like behind the bars and the only way around anywhere is outside the other side of the bars? Or what?
Literally on the other side of the bars is the void. There is nothing beyond.
Okay, so this is like a guardrail.
So on one side is 6-inch bars spaced 6 inches apart, floor to ceiling, left side. What's the rest of the room look like?
Yeah. Is there
That's the whole room.
any paths?
Is there another door?
Nope. That's it. They call it a roost.
Okay.
That's the name of the room.
So that's
It's
where
literally just a room that you can see either into the tower or you can see into the void space.
So back downstairs.
Might seem that's the case, so we just go back down.
I was hoping we would skip a room.
Yeah, I was too. And I was like,
might
if
be
these bars
nice.
weren't there, I forgot I have polymorph. I can turn into something. We just fly somewhere.
Isn't it about the
Dragonfly,
same
you got
size?
those. You got those things. You got a chance for a
I
dragonfly.
still got 3 of those.
I can just turn into something
Yeah, I know.
once per long rest, but I don't remember what all I've listed as polymorph because I've never had polymorph.
Handy spell.
Yeah, but that's it. That's this entire room.
All right. Well,
If you guys wish to go back down,
What do we see as far as ways to get to that central tower from this point?
you absolutely don't see any way to get directly into it.
So then, yeah, we're just going to climb back down, I guess.
At all? This is just a tower suspended in air in the middle of this stormy courtyard?
Yeah.
What happened to the 4 stairwells?
I mean, it doesn't mean that there's not a way into it. You're just not seeing a way into it.
I could have sworn that the tower had 4 stairwells into it last episode.
They do.
All right. Let's head down, I guess, since there's nothing else we can do up here.
Guys, I can turn to a giant eagle and we go to Mount Doom and just bypass everything.
We definitely should do that later, but
It said "Fly You Fools" for a reason. This could have been one movie.
Always.
So you guys can climb back down. You're back down onto the ledge. You only have one direction to go, which is in the reverse of where you started,
Or into the goo.
or into the goo. That's what
well,
you
if
do.
we're going to do that, we should use the demons as guinea pigs.
We don't have to worry about the goo. I was just saying that. So in my brain, I kept thinking the pixies were in the cages. Where were the pixies?
They're dangling outside of the cage.
They're just hovering around.
They're frozen in time up above the goo pit.
Got it. See,
now
I
they're
kept
just up there.
That's why I was confused. I'm like, wait,
nothing to
weren't the
do.
pixies in the cages and now there's what?
I had that same question earlier.
Okay. Well, this is a fun room that I assumed was a puzzle, and it wasn't. It was a minor combat, and the guy ran away because he's a baby. And we don't want to mess with the demon and human. Which I really feel like we want to help the human, possibly.
They're frozen in time. They're useless.
Yeah, they
to
can't do
us.
anything. They're stuck until we can unfreeze them.
And apparently, according to our DM, we can't move frozen people.
Well, they're not actually. They're suspended in time. so
According
they're
to the
just
book, you can't move frozen people.
Same difference in
That's
this
why
moment.
I went back and looked. Because it's come up a
still
couple
bel-
times.
Feels
where
like
you guys
because
were like,
we
"Can I
were
move this
wanting to
thing?"
move the dude that got blown out the room.
I am still blaming you. Anyway,
I'm voting quantum mechanics. If you try to move them, it's going to cause a tear because nothing will fill in the gap.
The only
and then it's-
the only thing
know,
it describes is that
I've always wanted to watch somebody turn into spaghetti.
the only thing that it describes is actually malleable that's frozen is the water. Like it literally says it becomes doughy, but it says with like objects and people they just can't be moved where they're at. Period.
Gotcha.
So, got to kill the giant dragon thingy.
Unless you were to
break the
figure out
cauldron.
how to unsuspend them.
Gotcha.
You know how that works, and it's not easy if you don't have what you need to do it.
All right.
To the next place.
To the next place, and keep an eye out for gaseous cleric.
Exiting this room goes back into the room with the rug, which obviously the rug is dead.
Yes. All right. Where's our next lion door?
Down the hallway, isn't it?
To the north of you, there were 2 doors on the left wall that were lions.
First of the 2 doors.
Okay.
I had to remember what we were looking for.
Yeah, because there was one here, and then there was
Were
one
these 2, and then there's the last one that's in the area that was behind the stairwell across from the Jabberwock room. Or near the Jabberwock room.
No, it was in the spiral staircase.
Before we go into that room, if we try one of the stag rooms, will it still open?
It will not.
Okay.
Yeah, they said only whoever has the crown unlocks the doors, otherwise they're
The
locked.
next door north of you, that is also on the west wall is a stag door. It does not open.
Okay.
Leather-bound tomes fill the tall shelves of this grand library. Rolling ladders anchored to the two rails above the topmost shelves allow easy access to higher books. Appearing from behind the bookshelf is an elderly hunchbacked man carrying an open book. "This library is closed to visitors," he says, snapping the book shut and making no effort to hide his surprise and his annoyance.
What is he?
Hunchbacked man.
Like human?
I'm guessing.
Yes.
Hunchbacked human.
And he said he's trying to get us to leave? Or we were forced out of the room?
He has not
He
forced
literally
us
just told
out.
you that the library is closed
Okay.
to visitors.
He's kind of giving us that passive-aggressive, I don't want you here kind of thing
Yeah. Like a librarian would.
at closing time.
Yes.
There we go.
Closing time.
That's also what I thought because like that's as far as
Magic detected?
Sure.
By the way, when he speaks Sylvan.
I know what he said because that's all he ever said. So I'm the only one that
That's the
understood
only
him.
thing he said.
We don't even have to pretend to ignore him. We don't know what he's talking about.
Heck yeah.
I do.
You guys do.
Oh, you know Sylvan also? Damn. Thought it was fancy.
You should have gotten Goblin.
I'm fine with Sylvan. It's fun. Goblin would have been a lot more useful at times.
So useful.
You detect no magic.
I'll respond in Sylvan. I'm like, but sir, why is the library closed? Is what I'm asking.
He just sort of takes a step forward and says, "Visitors are not allowed in the library."
That's not what he just said.
Well, who are you?
He says, "I am Sean."
Sean?
I am.
Is that
Most boring name you've heard in this whole campaign.
is that an SEAN or an
SHON.
Oh?
Yes, that's what he said.
It's a new spelling. Do you know what's going on in the building?
Of course I know.
Do you know where people are to help us, or whom we can help, or how to stop the freezy time?
I stand my post. I've been trying to figure it out. What do you want?
Is there anything in here that might be able to help, or is there a way that we could help you?
Roll me persuade or charm or something. Whatever's better for you. Something that's not intimidate, because clearly you're not.
I don't have intimidate, and I leaned into deception, but I've still got plus.
You're also not really deceiving him. You're legitimately asking him a question.
Yeah, I got +5 in persuasion and all that. 23.
He kind of scratches his completely shaven chin as if there's a beard there. And perhaps having some people wander the castle might find answers. Yes.
We've been wandering. We've wandered quite a bit. We clearly know how to get into this room.
We've basically been in every room but one.
Or two. We have one more lion door.
Right.
And 2 more lion doors.
Sorry. Actually, when you come in here, you see there are 2 doors in here. So.
Oh, God dang. More doors?
No. Oh. But they're both lion doors.
both lion doors.
There's 2 doors to this room.
Okay.
So
That makes
both of
sense.
those lion doors go into the library.
Okay, well, we have one other door we can't go through. We can't go through. We've gone through everything else.
He says,
We don't want to go through that door.
yes, you apparently have figured out the way of the crown.
Yes.
Very good.
Wrath was kind of weird. Envy seems nice.
What have you found so far?
Bunch of frozen people.
Yeah, we found a room filled with time-frozen pixies and some creatures stuck in cages. Do you know any humans with crescent scars under their eye?
I've met the man.
Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Is he a good witch or a bad witch?
Yes.
The question is yet to be determined.
Okay.
Do you know his name?
Yes.
I don't know his name.
Fudge.
Some sort of spy, perhaps.
I completely forgot.
Where
about
did
that
you learn
part.
the names on Freeze? Oh, it's
You've been given people's
notes.
names pretty consistently.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't remember these things.
I know.
That's why he's the
The problem is
note-taker.
you don't really know who's who.
Yeah, we've been estimating. Yeah. Or guesstimating. Okay. Is there a reason there is an incubus and a mains in the building?
Incubus is one of his favorite bands.
Okay.
The Incubus was a guest who decided to poke around too much. Zabilna did not see fit.
I hear that's what incubuses do.
they do. And the mains,
Yes.
similar situation, or is it a test subject?
There's perhaps a good chance that the mains was not once a mains.
Is that what the goo pit is all about? Is changing things?
He kind of gives a disgusted nod.
Okay, goo pit's a polymorph pit.
Do you know where Zabilna is?
Also, good question. I like that you also speak Sylvan. Because I forgot.
He does. He speaks common as well, so he would have switched for everybody.
Okay.
He speaks a lot of languages.
I would hope he's a librarian. He's got lots of words.
I will speak to him in giant.
Oh, he doesn't have that one.
Motherfucker.
How about gnome?
I will still speak to him in giant.
Okay.
Primordial.
Does he have gnome?
That's my weird one.
I can always
Does he have
speak.
goblin?
No.
If he has Goblin, I'd be mad.
He has goblin.
Abyssal, Common, Elvish, Sylvan.
Hey, you can speak to Melvish. Do you have a language he doesn't know?
Lionel.
Leonin.
That's it. Nobody knows that language.
I believe Zabelna resides in the ballroom.
Oh, not
Do
the
you-
ballroom.
And you know where's the ballroom?
What's Zabilna? Describe Zabilna. Physical appearance, because we've seen the two in the main area.
We know what Isabella looks like.
He says Zabelna is a beautiful, raven-haired woman.
So that was Zabilna in the place, because didn't she ever? No, there's white-haired lady in there, wasn't there?
That's true.
White hair.
And then there is a raven-haired person also.
Redhead.
Redhead. Okay. Who's the raven hair that I'm thinking of? It's just her. Okay. Do you know who the white-haired person is and the redheaded is in Frozen in Time up next to Mr. Jabberwock? There's a Jabberwock in there sleeping up next to him, and they're near the cauldron.
The redhead one, I believe, is known as Mercion.
Marcion?
Mercion.
cleric.
Marcion. Okay, that's not one of the names I have written down.
Isn't that the
Marcion.
good cleric?
I don't have it written down. I'm assuming it's a good person.
That's the good cleric, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so we got a good cleric. Do you
that
know an evil cleric? Do you know his name? We ran into him earlier in the polymorph pit.
He says, Zargash. Yes, he is one who somehow,
I think I wrote him down, though.
much like myself, were able to hide ourselves from the time freeze.
I did write him down, but I thought he was dead. I crossed him out.
He's almost dead. We just
he
need to
was.
find him again.
He
probably
was
healed.
almost dead at one point.
He's
yeah.
probably healed at this point because he's a cleric, so he probably can't heal. All right. So we have Zargash, and we've got other person. Do we know who the white? You do not know who the white-haired woman was? We know the redhead, not the white hair.
He says, I do not.
Is there anything what have you discerned from your research at this point? Anything at all?
Nothing seems to work here. But there is another library I can't get to.
Where is this other library? Is it beyond the Jabberwocky?
This library is on the second level. But it will not be easy to get there from here.
Hasn't stopped us yet.
Okay. What do we got to do to get there?
Your best bet is to go out this door and go north. You can either take a direct right here, take a direct right over here into the circular room with a stairwell, but cut across and go through the door. Or you can go up to where it immediately turns right and go through that door and go across. Either way, you'll have to cross the ballroom.
Mr. Walkie.
What else is in the ballroom?
He looks at you and squints and says, beware the Jabberwock.
But we didn't see Isabella in that room.
We didn't see her at
We
all.
needed
He
to
sort
get
of
to the library.
he sort of furrows his brow at that.
Is Zabilna the Jabberwock?
Says, the Jabberwock has made its lair there.
Could have Zabilna been polymorphed into the Jabberwock?
I don't think so, though.
I don't think so.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Because it was her guardian pet, I believe.
No, wasn't that Bloodbeak or whatever it was?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, but the
giant bird
Jabberwock
monster.
was something that roosted here, too.
I think it just moved in when stuff went wonky.
The one letter you guys found just kind of didn't specify much, but kind of said, I don't understand why she lets the Jabberwock hang around. But apparently Zabelna let the Jabberwock hang around.
It's like a stray cat.
Sort of.
She probably isn't afraid of it. Like she can take it out. She probably has the Vorpal sword.
He says,
Still want that.
I know that's where the Jabberwock is because Kellic, the leader of the League of Malevolence, is terrified of it, as he should be.
And what's Calic look like? Because I don't think we know what Calic. We just know the name.
You guys haven't really asked for descriptions.
We've not. We know. We've heard names and like.
So
it's
that
a
could
sorcerer.
be the
white-haired person in there. That's
Kellic is a evil-looking man. A dark sorcerer, bald head, long white beard, large staff, the dragon at the end.
That's more descriptive.
that's easy to pick out.
any like eye scars and
He looks like an evil Merlin. Got it.
basically. Think Jafar, but bald.
He says you'll have to beware of him, and probably as well as Warduke, his guardian.
I'm not so worried about him.
It's a helmed warrior with a flaming sword.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
You want a sword?
I do want one of those swords. I'd prefer the Vorpal sword. But
Why not both? Have both and just swap them out depending on which one you need.
Yeah.
Like, why would you say I only want one? Take both.
Do you know what's in the central tower? And or how to get into it?
He says, the throne room.
How do you get in there?
Typically by magic. There is an entrance on the north side of the tower, a small balcony. Directly across from that, across the void, is another small balcony. You do the magic.
Is this like
I don't do the magic.
Is this like an invisible bridge that we have to have faith and just walk across?
I doubt it.
More Indiana Jones thoughts.
No.
Anything that we need to know
Or
about the
like
other
there's a spell that
library?
you have that might work.
We have a spell.
You have.
You have several.
I have a spell. Dispel magic?
No.
I have to look at
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, your spell to teleport?
Oh, is it that far?
It's very far.
200, 500 feet. Is that far I can
It's
travel?
less than that.
Oh,
But
okay.
It's very far.
But I can only take one person with
That
me.
whole room, I think, was like 160 feet or something like that.
Gotcha. My dimension door lets me do that, but I can only take one person with me.
At a time.
But I can only cast it twice, so we're still leaving
per 8
someone
hours.
behind. Or per short rest.
Or yeah.
Per hour.
He takes a piece of parchment and writes down 8 different book titles. Take this. Pull any book off the shelf and write the title on the inside. All will be revealed. The titles, if you wish to write them down, you may.
That's what I was going to do.
The City That Waits. The Faceless Lord. I, Lizendred. Lizendred. Kingdom of the Ghouls. The Many Masks of Myth.
Of myths?
Myth, M-I-T-H. Nadir of Nessus. Prophecies of Explicatica Defilis. Thingsard's Night Balloon.
All right. So we got that.
Hell yeah.
So no matter which way we go, we've got to go past the Jabberwock.
The Harley Quinn.
Do you
show.
know
He's in that.
what is through the other lion door at the end of the hall behind the stairwell? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lion door behind the stairwell that was in the Jabberwock area. I don't think I noticed them.
He will tell you that that is the door that brings you into the ballroom.
Okay, that's just another ballroom door.
Correct.
Because we've gone through one that
It's
was
just a little further south than the one you went in the first time. The one you went in is basically like in the middle of the room.
Which door?
There's 3 doors into the ballroom that we've seen.
Well, there's more than 3 doors, but on the western wall, yeah.
Are you
One of
talking
them-
about the one that's next to the spiral staircase? Is
Yes,
that the line
on
door
the
you're
opposite
asking
side of
for?
it.
And
Was
one of
past-
them's a stag and one of them's a lion.
Once there's
There was a stag door. When you guys would go up at that little dog leg, directly in front of you was a standard door. That's the door you opened into the ballroom.
Oh, standard door.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The door up to your north was also a standard door that you knew went into a room that had a busted out door that also went into the ballroom. That's why you didn't go in. Mm-hmm. The door to the south of you in that tiny little hallway still was a stag door. I believe that was the armory.
Yeah, we went through all the stag doors we could, and we went back and swapped the doors.
So this lion door that goes into the ballroom.
Probably like the main
Where
ballroom
does it enter?
door. I'm assuming.
It's on the southwestern corner of the ballroom. Much further. It's about the furthest, literally the furthest away you can get from everything else. in the room.
Which one would you recommend us going through for ease of bypassing the Jabberwock?
He would suggest that door.
That's what I
because it's
assumed
the furthest away
furthest
from where he would be lying.
Okay.
He will also tell you there is another door that requires a lion at the very center in the south that leads into the void room. This is where that balcony is.
That
You can see the other balcony from.
Okay, so that's how we can connect.
Would you come with us so that we can free some of these people that are frozen in the ballroom?
Probably not until we take out the Jabberwocky.
He will decidedly say no. He's described as being someone who must stand his post, and this is his post.
We can't free anybody unless we know their names. How am I supposed to free them if I don't know their names? You would know their names, probably.
I could describe them for you.
That's not helpful. Because I'm going to have to describe them, and we have to go there to find these people, to describe them properly, to get their names, come back, and it's going to be just a whole thing. Like, it'd be a lot easier if you would just come and say, hey, that's that person. You don't need to go in the room. I just need you to look inside and say, that person is that person, that is Steve, that's Andrea, whatever. Like, we're trying to help you here, trying to, free the people enslaved in this place, or we could just leave them to die. That's your choice, I guess.
He says,
or if there's ones you don't like, you can say, screw that person.
He says, bring the books, and then we will talk. For now, I must stay here.
So of those books, the 8, I'm assuming I just need to grab 8 of those books and write the title in, and it doesn't matter which one I write in.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which one you write it in, and it should, the way he describes it is it will magically reveal the writing.
I assume I have to do that in the room at the desk with the pen and quill, correct? I can't just do that elsewhere?
He just describes the quill.
Okay, so I just have to use the quill.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Doesn't necessarily have to be in that room. That's just where those books are.
Gotcha.
Let's do it.
Thank you all for listening. The Wild Beyond the Witchlight is co-written by Stacey Allen, Will Doyle, Ari Levitch, and Chris Perkins. You can find us online at rancorsbrothel.com and on Facebook at Fans of the Rancor's Brothel.